Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the last question of my CCR. How did I integrate technologies in this project? I'm first going to start with the devices I used. My MacBook has been my savior throughout this entire process. She's been with me through thick and thin, through hardware problems, and when it usually would crash when I would edit my magazine. My iPad was also used frequently to edit photos on softwares I'll mention later, one being Procreate, and of course my iPhone, which I use to take photos and edit as well. So research is very important for this project because it is what allowed my magazine to become what it is. For research, I have to thank the internet, but most importantly, Pinterest. I created a board up for my magazine where I would put photos that I wanted to recreate in my magazine that ended up helping a lot. Having it all in one place was essential and made it easier in the long run. Also, Google Images helped a lot in finding other magazine covers, table of contents, and feature spreads for research. Blogger is obviously an online website I used frequently. It is what allowed me to complete the blogging process of this project, and with that I also used PowerPoint, iMovie, YouTube, and Piktochart. In middle school, I became certified on PowerPoint, so I know a bunch of ways to use it. I mainly used it to create a slideshow full of research such as this, and to present the photos from my photo shoot. I'm also using PowerPoint right now for my CCR for certain parts such as this. Next, iMovie, my dearest best friend. I've been using iMovie for a super long time and I'm currently using it to edit the CCR. I'm using this because it is easier to add audio and add clips that I want, and I have the chance to edit on my laptop, which is much easier. Speaking of adding audio, I'm recording this with voice memos on my iPhone and then airdropping it to my laptop to edit on my computer. YouTube is used to post my CCR so all of you guys can view it, and I then add the link to my Blogger with a cool feature it has that makes it available to view straight from Blogger. To continue, I use Piktochart when experimenting with many softwares to decide what I like best to distribute my information. I use this when I was talking about my audience, and I like that you can personalize it as much as possible. Now, what did I actually use to edit my magazine? Procreate, Visco, Pixar, and BeFunky are the core four used. Procreate is on my iPad and it is mainly where I draw digital art. However, I found it super resourceful for editing pictures and my magazine. I started by getting the photos from my photo shoot and changing it to make them resemble their given movie. For example, here I took this photo of Denise being Katniss and erased the background and added a forest. By using the opacity and other features, I was able to make it look more realistic and like she was actually standing in a forest when she was really just standing in my backyard. I did this for all of my photos, and the one I changed the most was this one with Rocio being Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. I changed the background of the front of my house to the one of a house from that era. It took a lot of searching and editing, but I love how it came out. I also used Procreate to edit the layout of the table of contents like with the photos. Also, with Procreate, I was able to delete certain things in the background I didn't need, like here with Angie's photo where I didn't need a bunch of the bags that were in the background. Then, to add the text is where Pixar and BeFunky came in handy. I downloaded a font from Pixar to use called Monotone that was used for cover and table of contents. Then I went to font and downloaded other fonts, and on BeFunky I inserted everything and I edited the rest to give the final image. Also, for this feature spread, I edited the first layer on Procreate and then went to BeFunky as well. Basically, my order was Procreate, then Visco, which I'll explain where it comes in a moment, then Pixar, and finally BeFunky. So, where does Visco come in? I used Visco to add filters to the images. Since I edited the backgrounds on almost everything, it sometimes didn't look cohesive and the lighting was off. Like here in this one with Mia Wallace, a filter makes a huge difference and makes it look all together. Overall, softwares and technology was what made this project happen, and with this I learned how to edit and use technology to my advantage, and also use softwares in different lights. Like, who knew my digital drawing app could work so well for editing photos? I sure didn't, and I'm really glad that I do know now. And I learned that I don't need to use conventional editing systems like Photoshop to make something work. I used a bunch of softwares that I knew how to work and also were easier for me, and it ended up with the similar great result. Thank you guys so much for watching this CCR as well as my other CCRs, and for coming with me on this journey with my magazine. And this is goodbye, my friends. Till next time. Bye!